Yo, what's good, yo? It's your man MCCLOUD, McLeod Speaks. Word on the Street, podcast and vlog, media meets weights. I know what it is, man. I wanted to touch on something right quick, man. I've been waiting, letting a lot of the hoopla die down or whatever. But I wanted to touch on that Donald Trump and Kanye meeting. I mean, it's been about like a week or so since it happened. And of course, there was a lot of talk, people talking down on Kanye. A lot of people upset with him because he took the meeting. A lot of people definitely, had limited comprehension, concerning the meeting, because most people aren't rational thinkers, Most people are driven by their emotions. And, they can't even look at something from a rational standpoint because they already got in their mind that, I don't like it. I don't like Kanye, or I don't like Trump, or whatever. But, and then, of course, you got all the black people talking about, Kanye's cooning, he's cooning, blah, blah, blah. But I beg to differ, man. I got to ask the question, is Kanye cooning or are you cooning? You know what I mean? And I'm going to say that to say this. You might not agree with Kanye's methods. You might not even agree with his point of view. But the same way you have your point of view and your methods, he has the right to have his point of view and his methods as well. And actually, for all my, spiritual folks, that's supposed to be into the Lord and, read your word and read your Bible and all that good stuff. Again, the people that don't believe, the non-believers, this don't even apply to y'all. Y'all lost in the sauce anyway. But to the so-called believers, actually what Kanye is doing is biblical. If you want to take it to scripture, Matthew 5:43-48. It says, you have heard that it is said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? So that's one. And then another one, Proverbs 25:21. If your enemies are hungry, give them food to eat. If they are thirsty, give them water to drink. You will heap burning coals of shame on their heads, and the Lord will reward you. So, and there's countless other verses about love. So actually what Kanye is doing is biblical. Now, am I in 100% agree with, his methods, or would I have done the same? Nah, probably not. Because I'm a rah-rah type of dude, I'm an aggressive type of brother. But Kanye ain't never been aggressive. If you know the history of Kanye's whole career, he got on with Jay-Z, Rockefeller, Dame Dash. Jay didn't even want to sign him. Dame was the one that seen the talent and wanted to sign him. He got on a label full of thugs, so-called thugs, gangsters, and killers, between State Property and Dipset. And he was a college dropout. He was a school kid. He was the only one on there, going against the grain of what the whole label stood for. So Kanye's, he's an artist. He's an artsy type of dude. So he ain't never been a rah-rah dude. So why are we surprised at his method and, the way he's approaching things? And, do I agree with his comments about slavery was a choice? Of course I do. Because yes, it was. Was the bondage itself a choice, us being taken into bondage? No. But for us to stay in bondage and to still be in bondage, yes, that is a choice. Because again, if you know anything about the slave rebellions, the Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, things, they was trying to break slaves free, and most of them got caught up and were told on by other slaves. So those slaves made the choice to tell. So when Nat Turner was trying to liberate the plantations and was going around killing, the slave masters, it was other slaves that got him caught up. So that was a choice. They, instead of them choosing to fight with him to liberate themselves, they chose to remain in bondage and to tell him to get him caught, killed, skinned alive, things of that nature, if you know the story. So with that being said, Kanye's not crazy. He just has his own methods. And if you can't look past your emotional, state of mind to rationalize some of the things he's doing and some of the things he said, he's saying that's your issue. It's not his issue. It's your issue. Again, you got, T.I., talking, doing the most. You got Snoop doing the most. And Snoop especially. Snoop is the biggest clown out there. Because, didn't you just do a gospel album? You were a pimp at one point. You're a Crip Long Beach gangster. You were doing sexual seduction. You was a folk singer. You were Snoop Lion. You were a reggae artist. And now you're a gospel rapper. Snoop's the biggest damn clown there is out there. He is the biggest coon. When he walking around Martha Stewart like driving Miss Daisy, showing all his teeth, cooking little recipes, but we're really, paying attention and following Snoop. That's a joke within itself. So, and, with T.I., word on the street is you were invited to go to the meeting as well. So if you had so much to say and you're a gangster, then you could have confronted Trump on his own term in the White House. And with your articulation and all your big words, you could have addressed Trump face to face like a man, Yeah, so again, if T.I., all he's doing is just making videos, talking, whatever on social media, if you had a chance, you could have went to the meeting with Kanye. If you didn't like the way, Kanye was, handling himself with Trump, then you could have stepped up as a friend. And then, you could have shined right there on national television in the Oval Office. That's just my opinion, but you didn't. So, it is what it is. At the end of the day, man, what I found out in this life, a lot of times when you're standing alone and everybody's against you, then usually that's when God is on your side and you're in the right. Because if you're on the side of the masses and everybody's for you, then that's usually when you're on the wrong side. Because you think about Jesus during his time period, he was on the wrong side. Everybody hated what he was saying. They hated what he was preaching. They hated what he was talking. They wanted to kill him. They wanted to persecute him. They wanted to, kill him for saying that I'm the son of God. It was blasphemy for the things he was saying. So, maybe we all need to, take a look at ourselves, Same thing with, the Kaepernick situation. Black people can't even stop watching football. We supposed to be boycotting the NFL. Y'all watching the NFL, so what was Colin's protest for? So you don't like the way what Kanye is doing, but even when somebody does the opposite, you niggas still don't come together. So you're all walking contradictions and hypocrites for the most part. And at the end of the day, if you're not doing nothing but sitting on the internet complaining and running your mouth and talking dumb shit or whatever, then you just as much as a part of the problem as anything else. Because you ain't doing nothing but just running your mouth, just talking, just to be talking. So at the end of the day, I applaud Kanye for at least trying. Whether I agree with his methods 100% or not, I applaud him for putting himself out there and trying. Question is, what are you doing? Individually. Each one of you, what are you doing? Outside of whining and complaining. Because at the end of the day, God is my protection and my covering. Not no president, not no government, not no Democrat, not no Republican. You know what I mean? So, that's it, man. McLeod Speaks, word on the street. Podcast and vlog. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Meaty meets weights, you know what I mean? McLeod Speaks, word on the street. We out, baby. One.